Did you know that according to a recent survey, over 64% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? Despite working hard and earning a decent income, most of us struggle to make ends meet. But why is that? What is the one thing holding us back from achieving financial independence? In today's video, we'll dive deep into this topic and uncover the one thing that's stopping you from achieving your financial goals. So, if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and want to take control of your finances, stay tuned because this one thing could be the key to unlocking your financial freedom. Without further ado, let's get started. Defining financial independence. Let's start by defining the concept of financial independence. Well, this is having enough money or assets to support oneself for the remainder of one's life without relying on a job or other people. Having enough is being able to live the rest of one's life and achieve all of one's goals without any assistance from any outside source. This is the most critical aspect of this situation. Though it might seem easy to define, how do we know when enough is enough? Unfortunately, many people start their professions, make money, and save money without carefully evaluating how much they will need to accomplish their goals. The truth is that knowing what enough means to you is the secret to financial independence. So the question is, have you worked out what it will take to live the life you want without depending on other people? Because having the ability to live life on your own terms is what financial independence is all about. Defining enough for financial security. Have you ever considered what the phrase enough means to you? Is it having a certain sum of money in the bank, a certain level of income, or a particular way of life? Because it serves as a basis for a financial strategy, you must articulate your definition of enough. You'll be caught in a never-ending cycle of attempting to acquire more without ever feeling satisfied if you don't have a clear idea of what you want to accomplish. Sometimes it seems like you perpetually pursuing more in a never-ending acquisition game, never feeling content. It turns out that this sense of enough isn't based on some arbitrary figure like $1 million or $5 million. Actually, it is a number that is specific to you as an individual as well as your goals and values that guide your decisions. So, what's the problem with setting arbitrary goals like $1 million or $5 million? Undoubtedly, having $1 million would be fantastic, but what if your genuine aspiration is to explore the world or spend more time with your family? You cannot get pleasure or contentment through money alone. In fact, having more riches may make you feel more insecure and anxious. You might believe that your responsibilities will become easier to manage if you have more money, but in most cases, it's the opposite. Having enough might feel tiring and never-ending because having more money comes with greater responsibilities. So, how might we reframe what enough means to us in a particular manner? It all starts with rethinking how we think about our portfolio. We shouldn't look at it as the end goal. Instead, we should look at it as a tool that helps us achieve our actual values and goals. Ask yourself, what is the most critical thing in your life? Is it spending time with loved ones, traveling, helping others, or doing something completely different? We may begin to define what enough means for us if we start placing this importance on acquiring wealth merely for its purpose. The first step towards defining your notion of enough is performing an exercise. Consider how you want your life to evolve in the future. What does being at ease entail and sustaining your way of life entail? What objectives do you have for your legacy? What defenses do you want to implement against unforeseen medical crises or other circumstances? You can get a head start on developing a foundation for a financial plan that is founded on your genuine beliefs and objectives if you answer such questions. You can start breaking down each goal and figuring out how much is required to attain it once you have a clear picture of what you want to accomplish. This is where the precise and particular number comes in. It's not just any arbitrary amount like $1 million, but rather a number customized to meet your objectives and needs. You can start to see a clearer path to accomplish your goals by breaking them down into smaller, more manageable chunks. Determining your financial needs. Financial planning is essential for anybody who wishes to attain long-term financial goals, such as retiring comfortably, leaving a legacy for the loved ones, and safeguarding themselves from unforeseen expenses such as healthcare or long-term care demands. The question of how much money is required to reach these objectives might be challenging. That is why it is critical to go through an exercise to calculate how much money you need to fulfill your financial goals. Let's say you wish to become financially independent at 65. It would help if you first computed your lifestyle costs before determining how much money you require. Assume that your annual cost of living is $70,000. If you have $40,000 in Social Security, you still need to generate $30,000 in passive income to reach your financial independence goals. The 4% rule can be used to create this passive income. This guideline states that you can take off 4% of your value of your portfolio each year to generate a passive income stream. If you require $30,000 yearly to supplement your Social Security, you'll need a portfolio worth $750,000 with a 4% withdrawal rate. This amount should be sufficient to support your lifestyle without needing to work. However, financial independence is not the only aim you may have. A legacy for your loved ones may also be something you wish to consider. For instance, you might want to divide $1 million among your children equally. You don't need to put away $1 million now if you anticipate living for another 30 years. To attain your legacy goal in the future, you must instead work backward to estimate how much money you have to save today. You may invest in a risky portfolio that, over the following 30 years, could generate returns of 8%. The amount of money you need to save today to reach $1 million in 30 years, assuming an 8% return, is only $100,000. Doing this may leave a legacy for your loved ones while maintaining your financial independence. Then, have you ever considered what might transpire if you or a loved one experience a health or long-term care incident? Aside from achieving financial security and planning for your legacy, it would help if you also consider preparing for unforeseen costs like long-term care or medical bills. Assume you do not have long-term care insurance and wish to self-fund your prospective long-term care bills. In that situation, you must calculate how much additional money you must set aside in your portfolio to cover these costs. Assume you need to set aside $107,000 extra in your portfolio today to protect your long-term care needs starting 20 years from now. It is assumed that over the following 20 years, your additional funds will increase at an annual rate of 8%. But what if it only increases by 6% annually? Then, you need to set up $156,000 per year. Both scenarios would offer you $500,000 that you could use to pay for some of these long-term care requirements on your own. By setting aside this additional money, you may ensure that you are safeguarded against unexpected expenses while maintaining your financial independence and legacy aspirations. Now, total up all of our requirements. We need $750,000 to cover up our expenses related to maintaining our financial independence, $100,000 to cover our obligations associated with leaving a lasting legacy, and $150,000 to cover potential long-term care-related adverse events. If we sum them all up, we'll need $1 million. However, the goal of true financial independence is not only to have enough, but rather to feel that one has enough. This exercise demonstrates how assigning exact cash numbers to our anticipated goals and costs can give us more clarity and direction in our financial planning. However, this is only the start of financial planning. You might also have additional objectives like saving money for your kids or grandkids' tuition fees, buying a second home in retirement, or taking several trips in the first few years of retirement. There are numerous options. Knowing what you want to do and how much money you'll need is essential for achieving true financial independence. This concept of enough means different things to different people. Some people may continue to work and save even more after achieving financial independence because they simply enjoy what they do. For others, though, achieving financial independence is a means to an end, a method to get the freedom and flexibility to follow their passions and lead independent lives. So, what are the most important takeaways from this? Well, achieving financial independence is not just about reaching a certain arbitrary number in your bank account. It's about understanding what a meaningful, enjoyable life looks like for you and working towards it. It's about putting your portfolio in the proper perspective so that it supports your ideal lifestyle rather than being the sole focus of your efforts. So, what's holding you back from achieving financial independence? Is it a lack of clarity on your goals, or perhaps a mindset that prioritizes portfolio growth over life fulfillment? Take some time to reflect on these questions and make intentional choices towards your financial future. Remember, financial independence is not a destination, but a journey that requires consistent effort and deliberate decision-making. That's all, and remember to hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.